You're not wrong.
None of us are wrong. Hello and welcome, everybody out there in YouTube, Twitch, and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here in our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. In addition to all of that, if you are interested in joining any of our campaigns, we do have some open slots available. Be sure to reach out to me and let me know if you are interested in any of them. We'd be more than happy to have you join in on some of the action and fun. Now, without further ado, go ahead, Mr. Amazing. Tell us what happened last session.
Yeah, so last session we were in the caves with the blood salt, which was inside the body of an old titan. We believe somewhere near the chest cavity. There was river of blood, it looked like, but there was some salt. And while we were there, Flittish did show up, covered in blood. Flittish was talking about some type of blood bunny or something. That was the best way that she could describe it. She hit it and it exploded and got blood all over her. We were also trying to extract some of the blood salt, and you have to be careful with this blood salt because if you touch it, it'll pull out the water, and the cave we're in is actually very, very dry as it's sucking out moisture from everything. We got in a long debate how much we were going to get. We finally did get some. It became apparent to most during the thing that Mr. Amazing was feeling a little greedy, although he had some good logic behind it. And we were able to extract some, and before but we also there were some small rabbits that looked like they were made out of blood, congealed blood or something like that, that popped out. They would attack by pouncing and knocking people prone. We got through a big portion of that when there was a larger, I forgot what it was called, a larger poppet bunny that came along. Very, very big. We did vanquish that. We were going to leave. Damson found a journal that described about 25 years prior to that, somewhere in there. This other group had gone in to do some excavating. They were there for about a week, and they also described someone, their skin kind of sloughing off or something like that as they became corrupt in there. So the group wanted to limit how much, especially Damson wanted to limit how much we took out. Mr. Amazing agreed that although he wanted more, we should only take out about 1,000 pounds worth of the stuff. We had about 11 pounds of it, and or so. And Ada and Mr. Amazing, but Ada had a great idea because there were already some cracks in one of the big crystals that if we hit it just right, we can take off one last slab. And so Mr. Amazing marked it where Ada thought it should be hit, and then Ada hits it, it falls off. We were able to get that, and we got some of the equipment out of the previous group, and I believe that is where we were ending.
You got equipment and you all left, heading back over to Cat Mountain, or Cat Cave, if you will. As you wander inside and get to be in your secure location, Ada begins to try to experiment a little bit with the salt. And Cat, you are nearing your final hour of Damson holding this spell. And you here.
And Damson had also, that reminded me, as we were at this final spot, Damson mentioned, she mentioned that there was not much time left on the spell holding was Cat. Sorry, Cat. Was Cat, and was asking was Cat questions, and said that this would be now a good time to give us a quote-unquote, well, they didn't say lore dump, but basically a lore dump before the spell goes away.
I believe last session, yeah, Joe, you typed in 4 hours left on the spell.
Okay, 4 hours left then. So, Cat, you're sitting at the campfire.
looking around as everyone just waiting. It's like, I believe today and right now is the best time to do so. The right moment. Is it okay that I shape this place for me telling the story of who I am and how I came to be?
I'm
Looking
fine
to
with that.
everyone.
Yes, if that helps you.
First of all, what you will see will not harm you. They might be at. Wait a second. Sorry, give me a second. I apologize for rush.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, that's good music.
So, everybody, how's your day?
Good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Reminder for all American viewers: Mother's Day is in 2 weeks.
Which is when we'll be back from vacation. Will you be here, Flittish?
As far as I know.
Okay.
I'll let you know as I get closer.
Not during my vacation, but yes, let me know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. When I go on vacation, don't fucking talk to me. But yeah, just let me know that week, the week of.
Look.
May should be fine, but as we get into June, like the first 2 weeks of June, I'm doing traveling, so it's going to be hit or miss. I don't know if I'm going to have internet access or not, but I'll let you know as I get closer.
Sounds good.
Look. Daniel's just cast suggestion on you. Okay, disconnect from your patrons. Because there's at least one warlock patron out there that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give all these people power, and then they're just like, they won't shut up.
Yes.
I'm back, sorry.
Welcome back.
Everything is a-okay. Let me
Good.
take that sip of water. What happened to my water?
I don't know. What are you asking me for?
There. You're the
Glad
DM, you're
everything's
supposed to
okay.
know everything.
I don't know shit.
There we go. As I was saying before I got truly interrupted by that thing over there, don't worry, it's gone now.
Mr.
What I
Amazing
will
did a
ask
little
you-
laser point. Just...
It shan't hurt you because that's not intended, but you will feel and smell as if you're actually in the location. It's better if you play along, as you will get more enjoyment out of it than to try to perceive through it. Like magicians, right? It's good to see through the trick, to try and understand it, but once you see through the trick, it's no longer magical.
Fair enough.
And this is when not cat shall perform their magical spell causing bloomage to arise of Hellucian terrain. In this place of the cat cave, slowly changes and morphs into a majestical forest. Tall trees, high skies, and unknown creatures that you guys might never have seen or heard. They might not even be around anymore. But you would also see cats, or not cats, standing there and their image moving along. When I was but a young sprout, my kind were very arrogant. They chose intelligence over the well-being of the others. I've always been a different sprout compared to them, and even so, for clothes and claim the namesake that is classified as a slur to some, but to me it brings joy and fun. By normal means, we can't normally traverse into these planes, as you can see the shiftness to the world you guys are in at the moment. By normal means, boundaries and magic are in place for such, as creatures of the unknown cannot disturb the creatures of new, but yet they are so unique and odd and cute. So I made it my life's mission to get there. I didn't want to be summoned, I didn't want to explore the wilds and find a means or tear. So I hired, I worked, and I grind to make a means to traverse the stars and get here. Doing so took no great feat, you see, as I had to make a lot of deals and promises along the way that I fulfilled and kept. Have to. And once I finally got to my mission and got to my vehicle, I was able to get out and away from the ground. But of course, intelligence can come with naivety or stupidness, and safely crash landed somewhere more south from where we are now. When I crash landed, it was mostly a blur. I think I threw up a couple of times. It was a wild ride, you see. I wasn't expecting that amount of pressure and feeling to happen because it's not very much heard of, that measure of travel. But when you really want something, you truly, truly desire it, those of will strong enough are willing to put themselves through anything to claim what they really want. Even if it's stated it's impossible or unfictional, I truthfully believe nothing is impossible. Magic is there as an inspiration, as a wonder of the imagination in itself. If you have such, then you can do great feats back in my days. But you humans fucked that up. But that's not a problem of today. That is just a case of solution of giving too much power to too many, you know? But with circumstance, I traversed your lands and were weak compared to standard, as the trip took a lot out of me. I roamed a little bit and came across a unique figure, a druid covered up most of all. An elderly woman, but yet unique eyes. Right away I could tell that something was off on them because they had that smell. You know that smell. The smelliest smell? Looking over to you, Mr. Happiness. Something that wasn't quite right, but I pushed it to the back of my mind because they offered me aid and help. So in return, I pledged to protect them as much as I could. That pledge went very far and wide. We went to small villages and forests, faced adversity, come and forth, and eventually I became a knight. So named and renowned, I went on expeditions and adventures until my last one, you see. The last adventure I went on with my druid, only to provide more information of that. The druid wasn't just a druid. Turns out they were a scaled creature, draconic. Uh, I think today's standards are called dragons. Weird creatures, beautiful, heartful, some mean, but yet some with compassion. But I noticed that there's a lot more to go on with them. Then I'd met other elves. They insulted my appearance, being that I didn't look like them. And they didn't know who I was, so that was fun. Until we got to the main objective of my task. I was commissioned by the kingdom that at the time I was a knight of, along with the druid, who was a dragon, to find this artifact and retrieve it for the kingdom, as they were running out of resources, and the king confided in me to find my old ship, to take the battery out, to use for the kingdom. I wasn't sure at first because that's a lot of capacity in that. Wrong move and kablooey, you know? End of kingdoms, but they really needed it, so I pledged to do it. Going along the rain, flying upon my dragon, hunting down various creatures as I needed armor for protections because the place was now covered of myriad of magical creatures gathered by the nexus of energy there. Only to find there was no creatures there at all, but knights of the kingdom. A betrayal. My betrayal. They pinned me down and leashed my dragon, harpooned them down into the ground. She fought bravely for me, ripped a lot of her tendons and bones to get me into safety, glade. And oddly enough, I will too was bleeding out. I wasn't too worried of myself, as if we die here, it's not actually a death, because I don't belong here. But my dragon does belong here, and I did not want to lose them. So, when I felt the numbness, the quietness of my head for the first time, my will shattered out and said something that I shouldn't have. But I needed to, I wanted to protect my dragon, and I pledged a deal. Broke one of my rules to lower my own defensives, to say, and allow power to connect to me. Also, I could protect my dragon, but now I was a mere puppet, and they changed whom I could be and what I was, as they had full control of me at the moment. Over countless years, I drew different masks, different appearance, different looks, trying to find what was mine, as I kept on existing, but my dragon reincarnated in some measures and ways. A trick, but kept their soul still alive. Comes to eventually. I remember waking up slowly as Cat, drifting in and out of consciousness, as for some reason I grew more powerful. Maybe Cat was done taking orders being a cat. I cannot fully know, because I may be the core of Cat, but they are not me. I am just the makeshift thing that keeps them going, while I'm trapped in a cage, forced to perform and act for praying eyes that cannot be seen. My name is Sylph. Nice to meet you finally. They
It's
sit
good-
down as the magic slowly dissipates a little bit to become back to the cave.
It's good to meet you as well, Sylph.
Yes, good to meet you.
Thank you. It's been a long time that I have heard my own name.
Do, do, do.
It sounds like you and your dragon companion were extremely close by what they did to try and save you.
They were very close to me. Most dragons would not seek such a bond because of their integrity. They do not see your races as intelligible. They find you children because of how much rock and forgetfulness that happens. Where they are long aging creatures, ageless. I understand that. I fond with that, but I was able to make them see that they are children. But if you do not teach children, how will they ever learn? They will forget. But that's what they're designed to be. To forget, to improve, and get better. You can be part of it, or you can be against it. But it is what it is now, and you can't change that now. Kill one dragon attempt to, and failed. That was so long ago. They go quiet and just look down, fiddling with their thumbs.
Mr. Amazing Part 2.
Meanwhile, Mr. Amazing's just been, he's got his journal, diary, book, whatever you want to call it out. And he's taking notes. And he's listening intently and just listening to the story, listening to the interaction between Damson and Flittish and Buzzcat. Sylph.
You
What did you
said-
say, Joey?
Oh, I was whispering to Mr. Amazing,
Oh, okay, okay.
letting him know there was a Part 2.
Okay.
So you said the soul of your dragon companion kept reincarnating?
In a means of the way, yes. As prior to the deal, they will never truly die. So they will just go through cycles, and I will join them and be by their side. I've done terrible things as my masks, and I've done great things. I suckered for their pleasure and pleasement, but I do not want to be. That is not me. I've had a long time being their plaything, way enough for it to matter now. And I don't want to be it anymore. I want to break free of my vows, knowing that my dragon is probably fully gone, but I spent as much as I can protecting them. And I can't do so anymore because they're making me more genocidal. And that's not me. I prefer to help the weak and the poor. I prefer cheers and happiness. I might not like what the kingdoms are, I might not like knights or gods, and yes, I might want to just wring their necks, only because of the great betrayal they put upon me. But right now, I just want to be me.
How can we try and break the hold on you? To let you
Several
be free.
ways. One is of power to regain that lost power, and another is killing the creature that has me bound or beating them to reverse what was done. But doing so is no easy task. Granted, I am underplaying it, being that, as Mr. Amazing said, to comprehend what those wizards could do is unmanageable of what you could imagine because you do not have it anymore. Literally.
Sylph, we are not too different from one another. We both understand that with great magic, anything is possible.
Correct.
I do
But-
think we can find a solution somehow.
Well, thank you. I truly hope so. I know I may look very different from how you first met the cat, but with all of my heart's bloom, I truly thank you, Mr. Amazing. And you, Fladish. And you, Damson. And you, Miss Adele.
Hmm. Now, the question is, have you ever been in the position that Damson here has put you in where you can be in this form and access these memories, or when you go back to being the cat, do you know if you'll remember this or be able to help guide us?
I can think of 3 outcomes. My race are very intelligible. I'm not the smartest of my kind, but I would like to think of myself of somewhat smart and not just eating pig shit. They put a smile and look at Fladish being like a jerk. One could be I go back and I do have some fragment of my core out. So a fight ensues, a twist or a tug of war of who takes control. Because at the moment I have my power and not the powers that are granted to me when I'm a cat. Big key difference. One could be Cat could just gone. They choose to kill Cat as a character off and bring in a different mask for different personality as now the gig is up. And now the gig is up, they need to make new fun for themselves, for us. I hope it's not that, but since I am a shapeshifter and can look like most things, can be problematic. And another one is I am more stronger than before, but have kept impulses to say, where I want to do stuff as my intelligence is far lower in those forms than what I am at the moment. They dumb me down, you see. Very cunning, but dumbed down. As Ada likes to say, are they smart but actually be dumb? Or are they dumb that think smart?
Damson, or Sylph. My mind is going in two different directions. Sylph, do you remember your exact connection to Damson here? The reason I ask is you have your, I don't want to call it a curse, but you have your issues. Flittish has 2 curses. Miss Ada is being wanted by wizards out to kill her. And Sylph, you have a connection to Damson, so I'm trying to figure out what exactly the Damson connection is and if there's anything we need to worry about. To help, not to.
Well, this soul belongs right here, patting Damson's head feathers. But they are no longer my dragon, but a crude dragonborn. I don't say that as an offense of you're not truly alive anymore of whom you are. So are you actually alive, or just a toy? But I promise you, I will get back your original form.
Yeah, probably now clicks fully into his head of, oh, that makes sense. I was the dragon. And then like, thank you for saying such. It fully just clicked now that you were. That would explain why you are.
So beloved and charmed, and everyone wants to worship me. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far, but.
They wink to everyone. They're not actually being serious of that part. They don't actually want that stuff. They're not greedy at all. I do worry of what I might come back to. So, I do propose that you put some magical cuffs on me, if we have any. Or, not magical cuffs, just standard cuffs, you know. So there isn't magic. Oh no, Cat can just get out of those. Oh shit. Iron! Do we have any iron?
If only you guys had a cage made out of iron.
We do have that cage made out of iron that was used for Viper.
I can go into that exile to say just in case. So when if Cat comes back, you can have a discussion to the patron then. Meaning that if you make your foot down and state that you won't do anything can be boring, then they will have to come to some sort of deal because Cat won't go anywhere without Damson. I'm choosing to give these away to you guys because I truly believe you want to help me. And if you do fuck me over, I swear I will come back. I will come back and fuck your generational blood over.
I 100% believe that. Because I know you don't lie.
Well, at least all the cards are on the table.
Correct. I am very front-foot and honest. Part of the South was governed. But if you have any questions, I might be able to answer. I really want to get to know you guys for who you are, and you to get to know who I am.
Well, I was going to say what. Oh, go on, Mr. Amazing.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask what happened to that kingdom that betrayed you, but then I don't know if you know. Or, I guess us?
We might have stepped through it already.
Cat?
No,
Or
us. Well, I mean, cat at the time, yes. I'm thinking it was the ruins of the dead, you know. But I could be completely wrong. The land has greatly changed when I first came here, you see. Like, when I say greatly, I came here when it was classified as the First Age. So, my history will not help with the current history. But if you want me to learn such, I will need time when I'm myself to read and absorb as much because I want to. I want to help the poor and innocent.
Would it be advantageous? Would it be to our advantage? Let me ask you this. Damson was able to, through spellcraft, enable you to visit us now. Is this something we should attempt again in the future?
If you would like me, someone who is forward thinking and willing to actually listen to the T, then I would really like that, as I don't want to be cats. Their thoughts are menacing. They look at you guys as litty playthings.
Damson, what are your thoughts on this? Of using your spell again in the future?
I don't have any issues with it. I just hope that when Sylph goes back and Cat is back, that it's not harder. Because this might have caught their patron off guard. Since, have you, Sylph, been in this form ever since you made the deal? Or has it been that long that this is the first time since then?
I believe this is the first time since then. There's been glimpses where I could see, but words of power are needed. Now you know my name, which is very useful. Because it's mine.
Right,
So
right.
maybe with words of power and using of my name, you may be able to compel me.
Right, right. The whole stories of Fey names or power, right. So those are real. Okay. You said my past self died trying to protect you, right?
You were at the verge of death. I would have just vanished back to my home plane like nothing happened, getting up from the ground, annoyed, and having to explain everything of my absence, and boy, did I not want to do that to my parents. I ran away, you see. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. No, I trust you guys. Still, but I didn't want you to die, and I did not have the means of power at the time to bring you back and defeat them at the same time. If I brought you back, they would have just slaughtered you back down because it's not bring you back and you're full health. The magic today is amazing, but you know.
Right.
So I broke a rule, weakened myself, and another power whom could did so. And this is where you guys fit in. You guys, probably now as well, Mr. Amazing, are part of the Fey game. The game where it's literally life or death because we do not value life or death like you guys. When you guys just die, your souls can wander, you know? But we, who are deathless, find it as fun in games to stab another and see them the next day. Like nothing happened, you know? So when you take that out and go to a world where everyone is soft and squishy, it puts your mind in a better view of life is precious. You shouldn't just mess around with it just because you can. And my people won't view it fully like that. And that's who you've got to deal with. When I go back, you're going to have to deal with the patron who I agreed to. Maybe you might be able to make an agreement or deal with them to help your case. But my hands are as tied as possible. I was able to bring myself back once. Sorry, Damson, it wasn't you. But I do not believe I can persuade again after my insult to the octopus. They are actually laughing. Sorry,
okay.
sorry. It's just funny. Just imagine one of my kind being stuck as an octopus in a cage, slowly grasping for air, where it's abundant everywhere, but it just doesn't work for them because they need water.
Okay, but to be fair, that wasn't really your fault. That was more.
Oh no, completely my fault. I knew what they were going to do, and I knew the actions that would follow.
And again, it's a Fey. It
As-
doesn't die. Just...
Yeah, I brought it back as a different creature.
I mean, so then it's not really any foul harm. You didn't kill it. It's just unpleasant experience.
Oh, very unpleasant. Oh, they learned their lesson. I truly believe. Because the next time I summoned them, they listened to me to a T. It was an amazing experience. Because word of the wise, my familiars aren't actually my familiars. They do their own thing.
So you don't control your familiars; they're of their own.
Yes, so
Well.
when I am cat, it's not my magic being used, it's my patrons. Flooding the area so when I do cast something, it knows what I want and gives it to me. Limited as it is, but you know how it be. So I'm careful with the spells cat uses, and my logical understanding comes into battle. And I do wish to apologize, Amazing, what Cat did to you and Ada with the grapplers. If I was there, that would have happened. I would have defended you to my heart's content.
I appreciate that. However, I did learn a valuable lesson out of that. And I wave and disappear. Greater invisibility as an illusionist, no verbal.
Yes. Where'd he go? Oh yeah, because you can your action. It's stealth. Stealth quickly. You have advantage. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Woo, woo, woo. Oh, maybe click on advantage. I wish that wasn't at the top. It takes me so long to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And stealth. 16.
So only Flittish notices you're still there. Everyone else, where'd he go?
Probably senses me, smells me. Oh, you're still. Are you still? No, you're back in human. I heard you talk.
I can talk as a tiger as well.
Oh, that's right. I forget. I have the same thing in my head that Joey does. Um,
Yeah, fucking
As
delusion.
far as I know, I'm still a tiger, but yeah,
so you probably smell me or something.
totally am not giving any indication that I know you're there.
Oh my, I must have made him unhappy.
Oh.
They bring out this magical diary, like just poof, and look into it. Sweet honey boy, please return. Does that face work? I
I'll
have
just-
baby back ribs.
It does not work, I say, still invisible, and then I'll pop back in. Thank you.
Baby back ribs.
I actually, I was missing a key part of that until you disappeared, and that gave me a realization. So for that, I thank you. Again,
Oh,
anything
what
is possible with
that,
magic.
if you do not mind me asking?
Oh, it helped. It helped me finish my formula on how to do that for myself.
Oh, do you learn magic from watching others?
I study magic deeply, and sometimes through other magic, I can pick up clues, or even sometimes mundane things makes a little click in my head on how to adjust a formula or something. So
Oh,
all is not lost. I did learn something valuable.
ah. I've never been a wizard. It is amazing from their point of view how they studied magic, where I've just been in tune to it. I just think and it's there.
Yes, no, I'm more like a wood carver or carpenter. I've got to put the pieces together.
Well, I wish to help you in that endeavor as much as I can then. If you are wanting the help, that is.
Of course. And he smiles.
They smile again. This isn't a pact, just mind you. Just
Oh,
so
no.
you know.
No pact.
And the rest of you, we haven't signed any pact. I just want to make that clear first and foremost, so you can feel safe.
Hold it.
They do
Well-
the drug and druggy.
If my soul never truly died when I was a dragon, wouldn't that mean there is a pact between us?
Well, you don't really count, Damson. I wasn't looking at you because, yes, your pack and my pack is between me and you. Meaning as long as they have me, you are protected. They won't harm you, do anything to you. You're like, the referee, to say, right?
Hmm.
You're out and about and you can shout and scream and be seen, but the players aren't going to interact with you out of fear of what could happen if you get harmed to a point.
So, what would happen if the patron did harm me? Would that mean your pact breaks with them?
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes, because they would harm you, which is against their pack. But it has to be a conscious harming and not accidental harming, just so you understand.
Hmm. So that could be a route then to get them to do that to break your pack.
Most likely, yes. That could work if you want to.
Because does it specify physical harm or can it be like emotional?
My dear, I know you have the emotions of the today standards, but we say our emotions are very childlike or very sinister, depending on the culture you're from. So emotions isn't the way to go there. But thank you. Slowly starts to stroke Flidicious tiger form.
Kitty.
Meow.
Fluffy kitty.
Oh, now you screw me up with that.
It's a kitty.
Meow.
Now you do the cat voices.
I thought I heard something.
I do also would like to know, Sylph, what name did I go back when you first met me?
I am not going to state that here unless the DM's okay with that.
No, not yet.
They shake their head. I do not think it's proper to give out that name as of yet, as you are physically and mentally not prepared for that endeavor. You are but a dragonborn at the moment, as they stroke your scales underneath, clipping their nails. You have to understand your limitations of what you are, but you are getting stronger. I can see it, feel it. All of you.
Definitely. Half the things I could do now I couldn't do before.
I think your mother was onto me though.
I mean, from what I can remember of her, I remember the last little bit of her kind of realizing that I knew about everything. Or at least...
But still, my problems should not worry, as Flidicious' problems is far greater than mine at the moment. We should focus priority on hers before mine, please. Only because hers is a life-threatening situation.
Agreed. That does beg the question, though. Just curious. Have you? I'm pausing. Please check your chat.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. I don't
Okay,
remember
thanks.
what it's called myself. I'm like, it begins with a D.
I started speaking too soon.
Dalkir?
Dalkir?
Yes,
Thank you.
that's it.
Sylph.
The DM's right here, guys. Hi.
Oh yeah, we forgot about you.
Yeah, the person who... It's fine.
I don't know. I was trying to message beyond this. Have you heard of the Dalkir? And what do you know of it, Sylph?
Ooh.
Should I roll a history for that?
No, you should roll an Arcana for that.
Arcana? Okie dokie.
Weren't expecting that, were you?
17.
You have advantage on Arcana checks?
I should when it comes to magical inceptions.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
No, not character, not that character. Sorry, wrong character. No, 11. Can
11.
I roll my lucky? Thank you, Mr. Green.
Green
Praise the
Man.
Green Man.
Praise the
praise
Green Man.
Praise the Green Man. I was trying to remember from heart. I had it. I do have it right down. I shall take that down. Thank
Yes.
you once more. Praise the Green Man.
Praise.
Here we go. Automatic. Come on, give me a good roll. Six.
All right, so the what? Huh? What the hell was that?
Sadly, I do not know much of that disease until, well, coming towards full edition, learning it from them. But I would be willing to investigate and learn more once I am myself.
Yes, I was just curious if it was ever discussed in the Fae around your presence.
No, the closest was the iron trees.
So, any ideas how we're going to handle this evening once the spell ends?
Well, if you guys want, we could go on break since Thamson's AFK, and during the break you can discuss your plan of attack against Cat.
Yes, please.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
Woo!
We're back, everybody. So, where last we left off, the party was conspiring what to do in order to try to gain some more leverage, more favor within... Oh, wait, we're on 5 now. That's right. Hi. Much better. Within the amount of freedom that Sylph seems to possess comparably to Cat possessing. So, you all did your preparations, and Sylph, you see the iron-made cage that is made 100% out of nothing but iron. Very well constructed. It's perfect for imprisoning Fae.
Yeah, I will cast one spell to shape change myself to just be smaller and just walk on in like I own the place.
Hmm.
Wow, this place is more dull.
Who locks it from the outside?
Ada can do that.
I was just gonna say, I feel like that would be Ada.
Just glaring at Cat doing so.
You
Hey,
fantasize
hey.
about this moment. Now you just need a river.
I'm not cat just yet, Miss Ada.
Yes.
You do not have to
Oh,
give me
right.
those furious eyes.
Sylph,
No, it's
since you weren't here for all of it, was very straightforward and direct for their description the entire way through.
I am aware. Just you can understand my distrust, right?
100%, and I do not fault it for you, and forgive you for that nature.
So,
And if it does make you feel better, give Cat a kick on the ass for me.
We will see if that is beneficial to our cause. But you don't have to forgive me because I did nothing wrong.
So my head only went to butt official. Sorry.
Damson, concentration. Oh, no, I was asking if you're dropping it. You can just choose to drop concentration. I think they're in a call.
Yeah. Yes, ready to.
So, as soon as the concentration stops, you see Sylph's entity begin to shift and shake, quivering very energetically as they form into Cat, who's looking around very confused. Welcome back, Cat.
Oh, hi guys. My head hurts. Did we win?
You stupid, insignificant little Fae, to believe you ever had any amount of power whatsoever. Curse them all.
They're
We did
waking
win.
up slowly and looks to Ada. Are you getting fatter?
I know someone is about to get very much leaner soon, at least. We have, I guess you could say, discovered a little bit of your condition.
I don't have a condition. That's Ladesh, and we're helping her.
You can stop the act, you fucking imbecile.
What?
What did the other you tell them?
I don't know. I was asleep.
And Flittish, you see the very subtle shimmer in the air above the cage.
So you can convey to your patron, Fae shit creature, that we are considering making a deal, I guess.
For once, all of you hear the voice enter into this chamber. A deal, you say? I'm very curious. What type of deal?
One that should provide some more entertainment for you, hopefully. Scratching up both of our backs, as it were.
You may consider elaborating a bit further. Curiosity has been said piqued.
Hi.
You can shut up.
Oh.
God.
Just it hurts.
Any other game, I would feel so bad. Like it's just.
Yeah. Well, from what we know is that, or supposedly know, we can't obviously know your mind and machinations. We've just met. We can only hear through, well, by seconds. But we hear that some things might be becoming a bit boring for you down here. That there's not nearly enough entertainment. So, we'd like to propose a possible solution. Mayhaps one that involves natural chaos, ones that isn't forced, ones that happen just from someone being around and interacting in an era that's bygone. Kind of like how if you let an elder out into the wild without supervision.
So you're wishing for me to grant freedom to Sylph under the guise of me getting more entertaining from this endeavor?
Of course. I mean, Cat is absolutely wonderful. I adore Cat, and I'm sure you've seen that many times. But from what I understand is you're also trying to make a cat listen to you, and historically that doesn't really go well even for humans.
Are you saying that Fae are weaker than humans?
Oh no, by no means whatsoever. I just don't know how Fae cats work. So I don't know if they're the same as normal cats. I don't know the answer to that. You would know better than I do.
I
But
don't. Go on.
But I know that, well, obviously it would not be something obviously in your best interest to just give Cat up, so perhaps we can find some middle ground between Sylph being here and Cat being here.
The problem with this is Sylph is not as easily manipulated. Cat, on the other hand, well, Cat insult one of them.
I was mistaken, Miss Ada. You're not fatter, you're thinner. Because Starlight is off.
Oof. And you can see the pain in Cat's eyes as they say that, and hear the joy from this entity. See? Now you really think the other one would be able to compensate for that?
What you are lacking is the element of being surprised by your own lackey, as it were. By being fully in control of what they do and what they can't do, you remove their ability to surprise you. What I'm saying is that if you were to let Sylph out, Sylph would, well, possibly, most likely, be taking steps that might be seen as, well, hostile, maybe, I suppose. But in doing so, would also be, well, giving you a sort of element of surprise that you might not understand. Perhaps if you were to, let's say, I'm just theorizing here, hypothesizing, coming up with some ideas, and let's, what if, say, for in, well, maybe not equal time, but while Sylph is allowed to operate in the world, let's say just 16 hours a day. The
maybe-
other, if I can just finish my my thought here, and for the rest 8 hours a day while we are resting, Cat can be allowed to operate, but somewhere else entirely different. Sort of like a game of cat and mouse between the two of them.
I was going to suggest that every time that they rest, it's a bit of a coin flip between if it's Sylph or Cat.
Miss Adeline, maybe we're giving this creature too much credit. Maybe it'll have too much trouble controlling Sylph, and so it's afraid.
Well,
In-
I mean,
We're going to begin resolving our first round of checks. Mr. Amazing, I need intimidation. If you are successful, DC 15. Ada, I need persuasion. If you are successful, DC 15, you'll be assisted by him if he's successful. If you are successful, then the deception that Damson is trying to put in place will have advantage. This is how you deal with Fays. Just use all the charismas. Flittish, start
All right.
dancing. We need a performance. Just
We turn into a bear real quick.
I am going to
All
use my lucky.
sounds good.
I was trying to help Ada, but here we go. Let's find out what happens.
Well,
So
this
I'm
is-
Yep,
I'm
yep.
doing tiers of
Yeah.
assistance
Yeah.
to helping everyone.
Woo! There we go.
There we go.
all right. And well, I automatically succeed at a 15 on persuasion, but I'll roll. Hey.
All right, new rule. Ada, your minimum is 25. No, I'm just...
Thanks.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
Damn.
So
And then
Damson.
it's deception, yeah?
Yeah, deception. You are being assisted. And the phase being pulled in so many different directions of thoughts, you might have a fighting chance here.
27.
Nice.
I wasn't joking when I said I was going to set the maximum at 30.
I can't hit 30. That 28's the highest I can go
Well, now.
for now.
Well,
For
without
now.
guidance, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have someone who can guide us yet.
Might not be entirely true.
Yesterday, I
We're
was
looking over at Fliddish.
yesterday I was fishing for guidance from another player.
I
for
can
like
guidance.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I let you just keep, and I'm about to do
I'm about to roll.
this.
I'm gonna roll. Here we go. Here's my roll.
I'm loving it. I'm just like,
Hinted. I forgot I had guidance. Sorry.
It's fine. Everybody who takes guidance always does. But 27. You
Ah.
tiny-minded little insects.
British growls.
You think I can't find entertainment from the lowly sylph? You think I can't manipulate or stray their pathing? Oh, no. And you think you would be safe while you slumber. I'll tell you what. I will grant Sylph the reprieve of freedom. But I will make their consciousness split. When Sylph inevitably falls in battle, is knocked or falls asleep or falls unconscious, Cat will come out to play. And if it is during the times that they need to slumber, I believe there's a different place I can send them to wreak havoc still. You know what? I don't even need the sleep. When they are knocked unconscious, Cat will come to play. But that is only if you all agree that this game, Cat, will not be caged. So.
Cat looking out, big eyes like a kitten, meowing and purring, trying to get out.
I agree.
And what are the rules for when they come back to consciousness?
Well, Cat would have to go unconscious to begin with.
So anytime the other falls unconscious, they switch. Understood.
Do you consider sleep part of being unconscious?
I consider it being unconscious, but not falling.
Right.
Sleep is more of a slip, I believe.
I'm just gonna beat up the cat to get Sylph.
So in the middle of combat, Sylph falls unconscious. Cat wakes up with 1 hit point. Ada stabs it. Goes back to Sylph. Oh, thank you. But you still have to use an attack to knock them unconscious again.
I could live with this, possibly.
So is that a yes? Or is that a yes? You agree to these terms of our game?
For clarification as a player, so do we have to do non-lethal the cat? I mean, I'm not saying like kill cat, but like, would it be an attack roll and then non-lethal, or just take her out with a spell?
Because they are a player character, non-lethal is not really necessary unless you're just trying to knock them unconscious, because player characters fall unconscious and then can get back up after 3 failed saves. So,
So
it doesn't need to be specified.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So we can just kill cat and then bring him back.
Use as deadly a force as you would like to.
Done.
Yeah,
However, keep in mind, out of character, Tora will be playing Cat in those moments with
Yeah.
Sylph's and Cat's capabilities.
And no disintegration spell.
I mean, not to the
you
player.
can
That
get
would
it
be
off.
mean if you can get it to the player. That's, yeah.
Might I also suggest adding that, so if they do die again, they return to the wild and we can summon them again for more fun?
Oh, absolutely. But in order to do that, you need to find Silth's... Oh, mute yourself. You need to find Silth's laid down arm. It is a flower that only grows where their ship had originally fell.
I don't like water.
Good.
I love it.
Agreed.
I do need everybody to type out if they agree or not. And the Fae patron is waiting for everyone to agree.
I got slightly confused with Damson's amendment, so I just want to.
Yes, that is the summon Fae will still work, but in order to get the flower, you
Okay.
need to find the laid down arm to do it. All right, that's 2 agrees thus far.
Yeah. I'm just considering some other things as well, but
So if we don't have the flower, the component.
If they die, you can't summon them back.
Okay.
But that's if they die. Like
Die. Like,
die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And every time they fall unconscious, they switch to the other one.
Okay.
At one
Just wanted
hit
to make sure.
point.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure I understood that.
Mhm.
I need to clarify what you mean with caged.
Caged. They gesture. The act of imprisoning something inside of a location that is too small for one to live inside of. The act of intentionally keeping withheld and prisoner. Caged. My cat will not be caged.
Okay. What if
So, like-
what if something happens that is outside of our control and cat ends up being caged anyway?
Then you better control it.
Or that will break the deal.
Of course.
So if the whole party gets arrested,
Don't let it be Cat that is arrested. Sylph, I enjoy being imprisoned. It is hilarious.
So then what you're saying then is if that does happen, make sure Cat is not the one in control. Understood.
Cat will never be imprisoned. Cat will not be caged. I will say this is far better than all of your guys' minimums. Like, way fucking better than all of your guys' minimums.
Yeah.
yeah. Right. Well, I suppose I can live with that.
Cat, you see the patron fly down to you. Until you are free again, I encourage you to have very feral dreams and know that your imprisonment is their decision. And Cat, you transform back into Sylph. No longer Cat. Keep in mind, Cat is now imprisoned because of all of you.
around in the cell. Want to let me out of this cage now? Or can you not do so, looking directly at the patron with a smile?
It smiles and then just disappears.
I'll go and open the cage to get Sylph out.
And what you all see step out of the cage is... Do you have art for this yet?
Yes.
Okay. Because what is on screen is kind of ridiculous in a place that goes, holy shit, it's a dragon! You know? Like... Oh, send it to me in Discord, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So that I can set it up on your sheet. Well, you can replace the previous one on your Actually, that didn't work last time. Just send it to me in fucking Discord.
Yeah.
Last time it didn't work.
Out of character, that went a lot smoother than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Good
You're
rolls.
welcome.
That's what happens when you guys put all of your 2 brain cells each together. You get 6. Wait.
Mr. Amazing Intimidate, Ada's Perception, Dams's Deception.
Yeah, easiest way to deal with Fae. Threaten their ego.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Also, a 16 on a
Excuse
flat
me?
roll, man.
Yeah, I know. I was like a little nervous, but worked out really well.
Yeah. I mean, even if you didn't, like Ada said, they automatically succeed. So.
Yeah, but
On a DC 15.
I know. It was, I had to make the DC for helping someone else, like,
Right.
imaginable, right? Like, not...
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the combined
So-
total is what determined how well the deal went.
So, yes. So, Tori, you could just describe what you look like now if you don't have the token already available.
Oh, I do. My
Oh.
internet is just being real slow at sending it.
Well, then
I apologize.
describe it now and we'll worry about that in 2 weeks.
Okay. So,
What?
before you, what you can see is, well, no longer of the trees and bloomage of the flowers, but someone in a tightly woolly jumper because of the colder weather, long flowing ears that huddle downwards, and large expression eyes. Their nose seems way completely different, more like a muzzle or snout. No, more smaller, cuter. They look more like a rabbit. Has it sent to you, Jerry?
No.
Mm,
So now,
okay.
Harangon. Which draws a lot less attention than a walking tree person.
yeah. So you can especially put a hooded cloak on and hide the ears if needed.
Mm,
Although you have alter self or whatever it is. So it's-
So is this your true form, or?
looking down at themselves. No.
But it's better, yes?
Oh, absolutely, because it's my mind. I will take this compromise very much so.
I was going to say it might explain why Cat is so harebrained, but it's
Well, yeah. What can I say about that one?
yes, I will apologize in advance if I retain a certain level of passive
Skepticism?
aggressiveness.
Um,
Yes.
no, go ahead.
I will endeavor to treat you as a different individual.
Thank you, Miss Adeline. I appreciate that very much. Might I say your perfume today is very lovely. There you go, you can see the token now.
Nice.
He's a little bunny.
Right. Well, flattery is not needed, and it won't help in that endeavor.
Oh, I wasn't trying to woo you. Just stating an absolute fact.
Yeah. Well, compliment accepted.
They nod. They still seem kind of like a knight, even as they are inspecting themselves, looking at their hands, the claws, and their feet. I'm going to need time to get used to this.
Understood. The being, the creature that we were speaking with earlier, can they hear your thoughts still and hear our voices?
How it
Just curious.
worked was it's like a slumber. Deep. Well, hibernation. Every now and then you might hear something from the outside. Names, words, sounds, smells. But you're locked in an ever slumber, a dream repeating.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we should be careful of our conversations from time to time, or if it's okay to speak.
A cat's an imbecile. They're just very cunning. They are literally, they asked me what the color purple is while eating grapes.
Understood. Well, we should probably get some rest soon. We still have much work to do for Flittish.
Absolutely. I am pleasantly surprised how this went. I thank you all for your kindness. It's not misplaced, I assure you.
I do hope you are all right with the deal that was struck.
Yes, absolutely. It's better than what it was before. I'm way better. Now I have movement I can convey. I'm not alone living a nightmare over and over again.
Well, just try not to be knocked out.
I will try my ever best, but I do have to protect you, Adeline.
Why me specifically?
You are a maiden. I have to protect you until you are home.
Do you mean maiden as in unkissed?
No, like maiden and Biss. Very
Right.
good, that is.
Because that would be wrong premise to assume.
It's more on you are far from your own home, and I wish to get you there, or to the place you wish to be, clearly. Until you have your full memories, you are not fully you, you know? And I wish to protect you from any harm, any ill doers.
Well, thank you. I suppose it's good to finally hear someone else also saying that cat is an imbecile.
Oh no, absolutely. Ed, I get to hear what they say every time.
Ah, that must be horrible.
Speaking of not being knocked unconscious, and I'm sure this goes
Mm.
without saying, please try not to jump down from either one story or two stories or more into very little snow.
Who would do something like that?
Cat.
They physically put their paws in their face, like physically, emotionally harmed by that. Like the imbecile.
Right.
Gravity exists.
Yes, it sure does. All right. Well, I suppose at least, unless you are looking for a more permanent solution to your dilemma, I suppose this will suffice for now, at least.
Absolutely. And don't you worry, at least now you know I'm actually here to be of use and not to be a burden.
So, well, what sort of? I get that you are somewhat of a, well, honorable, knightly sort of person. Should we get you some equipment or anything particular?
Oh, I have learned masters of manipulation to craft my own weapons. Armors would be of use, yes, but not necessarily. They look to the cape and wiggles their eye. Why am I wearing this cape for? What's this cape do?
It's one of protection, but I don't know if Cat ever attuned to it.
And they have not. They face palm. Ah! Why?
What does that cape do?
It seems it is able to magically give you more protection by one. But I am not attuned to it at all. Cat has just chosen to wear it as is.
Mm-hmm.
Looking
I,
at Ada's face.
I didn't question it. I thought it was part of some kind of grand scheme or something. Also, you don't need to worry about being a burden as Cat. I never thought that Cat was a burden.
Thank you.
I always thought that cat was a burden.
Mm. What's of you two, Mr. Amazing and Flizzish? I'm sorry that I am not of my other self, but I hope my appearance isn't too hideous for you guys.
Not at all.
Oh, your appearance is fine, and your intellect seems to be much better.
Thank you. That is very much of a compliment.
Yes, we should discuss some arcane things in the future. Have a few questions.
Absolutely, I would love to pick your brain and you to pick mine in a fair debate conversation.
And when you say pick my brain, I understand much more than if Cat had said it.
Yes, yes. I do not want to actually pick your brain, so I know Faye. I mean, as a converse of intelligent of converse.
Yes.
So, well, I'm sort of a little bit confused still. So this is not your true form, and you are capable of changing into whatever?
So, if I have the right of things, we are under a pack. I'm not fully free, but my consciousness is. So it seems they are controlling the body and powers at a certain point.
You did not choose this form.
No.
I believe the original form that we saw Sylph in as the...
Correct.
Yeah, the other one was their true form.
Right. Yes, that makes sense. Okay.
At least you now have opposable digits.
I had to. I had those as a cat. That's what made them unique and more scary.
I was more making along the joke that that's just what Cat often said is why they use the Eldritch Paw. The little floating paw.
Oh, but they had. They are an imbecile.
Quite right.
But they were fun.
All right. Well, at least this is taken care of to some extent for now.
To some, yes.
Right.
Did you hear the part about how if you do perish, you'll return to the wilds, and we need to find the flower from where your ship originally landed?
I was in a sense of a dream at that moment, but I wasn't fully of conscious. But thank you for telling me.
Any idea where this ship of yours, this vessel, I don't know what to call it, any idea where it crashed?
Because of how long ago, like, you have to understand, Mr. Amazing, that I grew up where magic was very, very different and the lands were more vivid. These lands have completely changed to my geographic understanding.
Yes, I was just
Cat
trying to. Oh, go
had
ahead.
those abilities, not me. I apologize.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out the best way through this. So the way that I see it, uh, we complete the first removal of the curse on Flittish. Then that leaves us with her other curse. It leaves us with finding the crash location. Meanwhile, we need to keep Lady Ada here away from the wizards.
Right. Well, I suppose all of us. You are guilty by association, I would presume. Kind of.
I mean, that's just the story of my people.
Right. So, explain this to me, because you said that you are not just a dragonborn, but an actual dragon. Was that it?
No,
Apparently
that was
that
me. Yes.
Yeah, apparently that was what I was in the past when Sylph was here before the deal. And that my soul has reincarnated to what I am now? If I have it correct?
According to my notes here, Sylph had met a druid, was with the druid. Turns out the druid was a dragon. And then, yes, right here. And then Sylph made a deal to save the life of the dragon, and that is actually Damson.
Reincarnated.
Okay.
That actually probably would explain where I get like that little druid craft spell from then. You've seen me do it before. It's that she just does it. It's how I made that rope with the vine back in the original cave.
Do you speak Druidic as well?
No, I don't believe so. For this, do you speak Druidic? Or is that the assumption that I should not make?
Flittish will speak to you in Druidic and see if you understand her.
No, I do not speak it.
you actually say?
I just said, yes, I speak Druidic. Do you understand this?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
You can roll an insight against Ada if you want.
Mm. Dun dun dun.
Did Ada understand it? 13.
Flittish.
Curiouser and curiouser. All right. Insight. Let's do this.
Do 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 do.
She's
Cool.
faced.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, whatever that means.
That's
All right. Okay, what?
All right.
Right. Yes. Seriously, I had one question from. This is from an academic sort of perspective. You said the geography was different, or topology.
The geological place have changed greatly from when I was conscious, that I would not be able to point it out because
Right.
that Titan kind of was still around back then and alive.
Understood. So, just have you heard of the theory of tectonics?
Yes, I do know what you are talking about.
Is it true?
Tectonic plating?
Yes.
Yes. This Earth, Earth, rotates, and everything around us gets rotated. So the sun rotates around us, and not re-rotate around it.
That's crazy talk. What do you mean?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Where I come from is another planet about 2 more sections from this one. So I had to traverse from there to here without magical summon or binding, so I wasn't contracted to a pack because I wanted to be free.
Actually, no. Do you remember what the name of the kingdom that you were a knight of was? That might help us figure out where it might be, or at least give us a starting place.
That would be up to the DM if they wish to give it a name.
History check.
Let's go. A 6.
Something about farm. Or wait, maybe that's just where it was.
They're very contemplating as if they're really thinking. All I can collect is a farm.
Farm.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a place or an actual location. I deeply apologize.
Can I roll a history check on that?
Sure. The DC is going to be very fucking high because a farm is the
18.
I mean, farm, first era, maybe he helps narrow it down.
Yeah, the first era of farms. You know what the first civilization was? A farm. Doesn't
Modern
narrow
day, trying to think of a farm back in the Roman Empire.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that...
Well, then I guess we'll have to do some research then.
I would
later.
like to say, first, I am sorry, Damson, you cut off for me on my end. I apologize.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was just saying we'll have to do research later once we get back to a city and we cure Flittish.
Preferably
Yes.
somewhere with a library that is not filled with hostile wizards.
Oh, by the way, I do want to say, our patron wizard that we are under a deal at the moment? I totally do not trust him. Just so you guys know this.
Hmm.
I just want
Um,
that to be clear in the air, just so you know. I do not trust that guy.
Oh, you mean
Understood.
Vermissimo?
Yes, that's not even his name. Come on.
Right,
Come
sure.
on.
I mean, he has all the symptoms of a psychopath. So,
Yeah, absolutely. You noticed that as well? He didn't want to
yeah,
be touched.
no, exactly. But I mean, they can be predictable in some ways.
Yeah, I think that's why Cat chose to go along with the crystal ball because they want to be seen, just so when we get to kick their ass, they know it's coming. And that's more insulting, if you ask me, right, Mr. Amazing?
Yes, I'm actually was wondering if. Well, it doesn't matter. Yes,
No, please, go on.
it's a different subject. It has to do with the bounty on the Baron's wife, Ada.
Yes.
Right, you are married. My apologies that Cat got you into that.
Well, Cat wasn't the one that got me into being married, but there well, it doesn't matter. But so yes, we need to deal with that situation as well at some point, and not the marriage. I will deal with that personally, but I'm thinking of the yes, the wizards, and I have been contemplating for a bit that this Zerun person, the one that is apparently trying to harm us, might actually not be.
Do
I'm
you
just.
think you should?
I'm not saying we should trust him. I'm just my I according to my recollection, it's something tells me that this person simply, well, maybe not simply, but his intention is to try and get me back home, which tells me that while I don't want to necessarily go back home, yeah, at least yet, I'm not quite sure. He at least does not want me dead, which means he has not been hired to kill me. I think it's a little bit difficult to sort of get a clear memory of all the things, but I think a lot of questions would be answered if we were able to track him down actually and have a conversation.
What is your relationship like with your family?
I'm well, to be perfectly honest, I am not entirely sure at the moment. I can't really remember back that much more before I met well, Stylex. Um, my memories, even after being recovered, only extend back. I would say like a little over a year, maybe. Somewhere a year, 1.5 years.
For me, it's only up for like childhood to when Kat and I had to run away from home due to a deception being discovered, I believe. Yes.
But I have recently I seem to have regained some knowledge that I did not, or I was not aware that I had. Sort of, well, it would make sense that I have received some education in the form of knowing about historical events, at least, but I seem to remember it a lot more now. So while not something I would want, I think the trauma of Stylax's passing may have triggered at least the process of remembering more. When he died, I could suddenly remember all of our adventures together. And I think I am starting to recover some of my deeper memories from before that.
Should probably look into that. The reason I ask is because Jarun, I have known of that name before I saw you.
I remember you recognizing the name.
Yes. He was hired. Well, the last mission the guild sent him on was to apparently assist your family with some affairs. He was sent on that mission about a year ago, and he hasn't given an update since, and the guild hasn't received any payment for that job.
Interesting.
And how do you know this?
I'm currently trying to find him.
For delinquent payments?
And I happened to stumble across you at the farm.
I see. So are you some sort of enforcer for the guild?
More freelance.
So, like a bounty hunter?
Yes. Go ahead.
I cannot recall when one of the mages spoke with you. You were by yourself, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
When they made the which, yeah, I think if I'm thinking of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they called you something.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you were by yourself. Okay, then never mind.
All right. Well, that leads to yet another line of questioning, I suppose. What will you do after you find him, or if you find him?
Collect what is rightfully mine. Reward. Information.
Right. And
From him.
Sure. See like a twinkle of suspicion in Ada's eyes, but
And Sophie's over on the side thumpering away.
she just needs someone else to be paranoid about her.
Yeah. New cat.
But no worries. If I was out to do you harm, I would have already completed my mission.
Right, I figured as much.
So I'm just gonna ask this outright. Since we are revealing like information about everyone, is there any? I think we should just ask each other if there's anything we wish to know about one another that maybe one is concerned about or unsure about. Since now seems like a good time while we've in a relatively safe area
For your long rest.
before our long rest.
Well,
And
everyone's weak.
while there's no worry of unknown eyes.
Well, it's a little bit difficult to be sort of put on the spot like that, but so I am curious about your well, origin, Samson.
Yeah, I believe I know what you mean. I've kind of been avoiding that, just because of some perceived perceptions I've noticed, when that I'm remembering and that it seems it's somehow reacting to.
Can you elaborate?
The moment that I'm referring to is way back in the forests. Do you remember the marking on my spear here?
Not quite, no.
Fair, that was more Alistair that was more interested. It's written in a language, one that is not a common one. And you've seen me speak the language to Cat before, or heard. I've been not mentioning it because from even that one look that Alistair gave me, it seems like there's some kind of prejudice against it, and I'm not sure the entire history.
Okay. What language is it?
Renee.
Histoire, history check.
Yes.
Yeah,
History.
I want to roll history as well on that.
Sure.
I don't
Flittish
know the
may
language.
as well.
22.
Ooh.
We love 22.
Ada is going to become the next priest of 22.
Oh,
Oh
God.
no.
Why?
She
We're
does
not
not believe
breaking
in
them.
luck. Yeah. She believes in
Oh.
skill.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
Nat
luck.
20 for
Nat-
25.
Nice. Flittish Renee sounds like something you've heard before, like a community or something. Ada, Mr. Amazing. You know what, Damson? You can tell them what you think they would know about the Renee people, given the regions they hail from.
I think Ada might know the most about the Renee, honestly, because she's over in that like French area side of the continent, and that's kind of
Oui.
like where a lot of them are. From what I remember, they're the travelers, the ones that would be akin to like real life Romani kind of people.
Okay.
Ones that are very like self in their community, and story wise, if I remember correctly, it's not really known where they come from, but they're like perceived as like a different kind of like group of people. If I remember correctly, the lore of Greyhawk, that they claim to be the original folk, and everyone else is just kind of like holding onto their land. Most of them,
Gypsy-esque.
yeah, most of them travel on boat. From likely from where her region are.
Stay on boats.
Okay. Well, the Renee are the object of a lot of prejudices. Not necessarily unwarranted prejudices, but prejudices on the same. So I could see why you would keep that a bit, secret. So.
From what I can remember, the part of the group that I was from is not the one that we traveled by land. I believe it was the Atloli? Yes, the Atloli. And I have this feeling that for some reason we weren't liked among the others of the Renee. I don't know why.
On a 25, Mr. Amazing, the Atwoli were a cultist group within that community that they believed in a powerful dragon that was going to save them and take back this world.
I think you speak of the dragon cult, yes?
Maybe?
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm only remembering some bits and pieces, and I remember there were some events of worshipping a dragon returning, but I don't remember the full details. It's bits and pieces from what I can remember when I was younger.
Mr. Amazing
Kind of-
just has like a gleam in his eye. Go ahead, keep speaking.
Kind of funny though, considering what Sylph told us.
Yes. Flittish, do you have any questions for Damson or the Baroness?
No, not really. I've always sort of just accepted everybody as they were.
Yes.
These revelations don't really change anything about how I feel about anyone, so...
Oh, they don't change how I feel either. It's just interesting. Information is good to have.
Right. I suppose that brings us to your turn, Mr. Amazing. Would you like to share something about yourself?
I did already. Fairly
Well, I
boring
mean-
life. And now I freelance hunting those that people want hunted. Finding, I should say.
Right.
Hunted, finding.
Bounty hunter.
Oh, like dead or alive kind of deal? Or just dead? Or either, depending on what the pay is?
In all honesty, either, but they usually end up dead.
That's fair. I totally understand, Mr. Amazing. So many nobles just want so many damn things.
I should probably be a little more specific. I tend to go after those of the magic persuasion, wizards and such.
And is there a particular reason that prompted you to go into this line of, career, I suppose? Line of work, that's the word.
Yes, I would say y'all are all being honest with each other. I'm sorry, I keep hearing boop boop.
Sorry, yeah, you guys keep
No, you're
going.
good.
I'm trying not
It's
to
good.
interrupt. Sorry.
And I'm trying not to look so that I don't get distracted. Yes. Wizards tend to be able to, as a child, I would read many books about powerful wizards and making reality what they want and getting what they believe they deserve. And well, many people are afraid of wizards, and if you can take out wizards, probably give you some good standing in the world.
Sylph is sitting directly in front of you, looking up, just listening to your story.
The first time, it was an accident. But I discovered their book and began learning. And realized that there could be a lot done in this world if I help take out the bad ones, I could say.
See. So it's sort of an ideological pursuit.
Yes, knowledge is wonderful to have, and I've always been very curious.
Well, I hope you know that I am not a wizard, so you have no reason to go after me, yes?
Sure.
Right. But it's actually an interesting thought, you know. At some point, I'm sure, when like the method of wizardry was being developed and understood, and well, still being made, it was certainly a step forward. But I think at this point we have reached a point where wizardry has become complacent. It sort of hinders progress more than it helps.
Oh yeah, we are of the like-minded folk on the sidelines. We call it the mainstream.
Dream of what?
Oh, the magic of what used to be fur used to be unbound and imaginative, where now it's stuck in a stream. The mainstream.
So, was magic different back then?
Oh yes, it was. Wow, prestidigitation, we didn't have that.
You
So
didn't?
how did you prestidigitate?
Well, each of those abilities that prestidigitation was its own unique spells. Like, I used to make a friend of mine twitch. That was a cantrip to just make your opponent twitch. I also had
twitching.
cough. That was useful a lot. Making a wizard cough mid-spell sentence. Hilarious. Can't really
That-
do that today, though, because, you know. Oh, wait, you don't know. Sorry. I apologize. That wasn't an insult to you. I swear.
No,
I feel
no
like-
problem.
I feel like the Twitch one would be disastrous if you're doing like what Ada does with like potions or medicines, and the cough one really bad if it's an important ritual.
I mean, I have knowledge that is long forgotten. I cannot do those anymore. But, Mr. Amazing, if your brain and intellect, and as well as Ada's, we might be able to rediscover some old techniques.
Right. Well, I have started to recall a few rather esoteric sort of appliances. And not of magic, but, well, it's a little bit difficult to understand. It's sort of, there is a... It's a sort of a pioneering new sort of thing. It's called science.
It's
Sounds fake.
not really that pioneering. It works hand in hand with the arcane.
Yeah,
Right, well, yes. but it's still considered in many ways pioneering because, you know, why solve anything with practical application of force and physical objects when you can use magic to solve the problem, you know?
Yeah,
Or
back
you
in
have the
my day.
good.
No, you first. You first. I'm more
Or
interested in you.
you have the problem and you solve it with physics and whatnot, and then you decide, you know what, there could be an easier way, better way.
A middle ground, you mean? Sort of.
Yes, sort of a middle ground or another way to do it, go about it.
Right. Well, let me. How about I just show you guys instead? So.
Yes.
This is not magic as you know it, but it is in some ways replicating what the magic would do. And I'll go over to my backpack and just pick out like a random object, part of my disguise kit, like a random scarf or something. And so by combining, I'll pull out 2 vials of some rare alchemical ingredients. And just by combining these 2 chemicals in a properly dosed manner, you can just do like this and voila! And it begins glowing. So,
Yes.
it's essentially the light cantrip, but kind of.
Yes. Exactly. Things can be combined. That's. I do trust in science as well.
Oh, absolutely. So do I. That's how I got here through science and not magic. Well, magic had to come in parts where science was not, but you know.
But that is very fascinating, Baroness. Where did you learn?
I don't remember where I learned it. I assume at home, but I remember how to do it. And this is, well, a new development. Sort of. It would explain explain why I have not been necessarily having a functional way previously of dealing with darkness other than a typical lantern.
Right.
Now I know.
Did we not get some types of what do you people call it? Spectacles?
Spectacles?
Yes, from the bunny.
Yes, we did. Perhaps in the morning we can investigate more. Maybe we should.
Sylph, Mr. Reggie, do you know what spell that high priest used to figure out that Cat was a undead fey construct?
She was wrong.
Oh, was she?
Yes.
Because I wanted to check to see if the lantern we got, if it hurts you or not, or repels you out of there in case we come across more undead.
Why don't
Because
you
we
just
seem to be...
use it? Just use it.
Right, I wanted to ask before
Just
doing
use
so.
it.
She'll turn on the lantern that for the repel the undead.
Ah! No, I'm just joking.
However, Mr. Amazing, you no, just
They found out.
No, there is stuff upon me that will allure and hide whom I am for certain reasons and whys, because if people found out whom I actually am, I'd be in a lot more trouble with my parents because ran away, you know. So it's why I haven't told on the patron, and they haven't told either because you know.
Part of me is curious to wonder who your parents are, but I have a feeling that if we know their names, they might be alerted here.
Yeah, let's not speak of them.
Yeah, yeah. I just had that gut feeling, you know. Right.
If you don't mind, I need a little time to think and do a few things.
Yes, I will rest in my tent. If anyone wishes to come and join me, I plan to just throw some magic around because I haven't done so in so long. Presentation this, presentation that.
I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, your tent is also my tent, so
Yeah, you come with the tent.
yeah, exactly. Right. Then, since we're going to hunker down here and get some sleep, I hope everyone has a wonderful night and normal watch patterns. Yes.
Sure. Yes.
I don't even remember what they are.
Oh, me and Fliggis tends to be first. Then it used to be Ada and our previous companion. Hopefully you can take that role, not as a replacement, but just to fill this spot at the moment, Mr. Amazing, if possible.
Yes, I believe I can do that.
Then afterwards I can take the last watch because I don't sleep.
Hmm.
But I do still need rest, mind you. Not active rest of zoo, but more of I can't do anything too major or big.
Understood.
Yes.
Alrighty, so
So I'm going to do a couple of rituals, just to also establishing this. So I'm going to do writing in my book. I'm drawing out.
And
basically,
this is passive, right? Like you're
yeah.
okay. Go on.
So basically, I'm going to do alarm spell, 20-foot cube, and then I'm going to go to the center, and then I will do Lehman's tiny hut as a ritual for Ada Bloodish. I'll let everyone in. Why not? For those that want to be inside, right? So anyway, that way, if anyone comes up to the hut, the alarm will go off. It'll ping me, wake me up, but then we'll still be protected by the Lehman's tiny hut, if that makes sense. So if something sneaks around and gets to the hut, trying to get in, I'll get a ping.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they will make a bow and thank you very much and take their tent inside.
And then the last thing I'll do is ritual identify before bed, and I'll identify the goggles of night and the immovable rod. Then go to sleep.
Yep. And they are what you identify.
Just saw what you said, Jerry.
He told me last game, so to be fair.
Yeah. Just I was trying to expedite
It wasn't,
Just-
I didn't know it at the time I had to do the spell first.
Yeah, it's a new daddy's issue campaign. Everybody has parent issues. That's just D&D. It's
Yeah.
just
Actually, it's funny because Stylax had parent issues.
yeah.
Yeah. Ada, before everyone like goes to rest and stuff, she'll just ask which sound do all of you find the most soothing? Wind, waves, pattering of rain, maybe,
Rain.
or crackling of fire?
Rain.
Okay, rain. Rain it is.
There used to be this ballad in a local place in the Feywilds, African. We used to blast the rain down there.
Right.
Africa.
Okay, so don't go over to this, but yeah, just leave it be, and it will continue to make a gentle, soothing rain noise. And I'm going to like pick out a small, like weird, kind of looks like a tuning fork, tweak it a little bit, and then just flick my finger on it, and there's this like gentle pattering sound of rain that starts to emanate from it.
And throughout the night, all of you wake up numerous times to piss. But you all have a very restful slumber. In the morrow, you all gather up. Yep, long rest succeeded, everybody.
Thank you.
Nice.
Waiting for that.
I know.
Yes.
So, you all wake up, get your wagon, together, and begin heading out into...
Towards Yurn, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, towards
your
Yurn.
plan.
Yeah. Now, you travel until you make it over to the road. And then you begin traveling for the better part of 2 days, everyone.
Ooh.
During those 2 days, at some point in the morning, Baroness, you might want these might help you out. And I'll hand her the. I should have looked them up. Goggles of Night. Isn't that dark vision?
Attunement grants dark vision up to 60 feet. If you already have dark vision, 120 feet.
These might help you see at night in the dark, if you would like.
Right, sure. How did you get, or where did you get these?
Back at the cave with the wonderful salt and those
Dead people.
rope-
Huh.
dead, or bunnies.
Okay. Right. Sure. Yes. Thank you.
No.
Yeah, I'll attune to those as we walk.
Wonderful. Now, after a couple of days, everybody, there you are. As you crest the last ridge of the Saltwine Pass, the mountains fall away into a brilliant, sweeping valley, and there, like a jewel pressed into the white stone of the world, rises Yurn. The first thing you see are the spires, splendor, gleaming structures of pure white stone, each crowned with a sunburst of hammered gold that catches the light and scatters it across the landscape. Even from a distance, the brilliance is breathtaking. A great wall of polished limestone encircles the city, so pale it almost blends with the snowdrifts that cling stubbornly to the earth. Inlaid is the highest archways and towers. You spot the unmistakable signs of devotion. Great statues of Pelor, arms wide open, wrought from solid gold, standing sentinels over every gate and square. The streets beyond the walls wind upward in careful, concentric circles toward a grand plateau at the city's heart. There, rising above all others, stands the Sun Cathedral, a marvel of faith and craftsmanship. Its massive golden dome flashes like a second sun against the icy sky. You can already hear the faint rhythmic ringing of distant bells and the soft hum of hymns carried on the wind. Soldiers in white cloaks, bearing the golden sun of Pelor on their shields, patrol the roads. All right, this is fucking horrible. It's supposed to be the beginning of an adventure, but anyways. Patrol and roads and watch the gates with careful eyes. Their posture proud, but their presence warm and protective. Pilgrims in heavy cloaks trud toward the city gates alongside merchants, hauling salted goods, scholars carrying illuminated scrolls, and common folk clutching baskets of offerings. The very air feels cleaner here, crisp, cold, but blessed somehow, as if Palor's gaze watches over this place with particular affection. As you all have entered into the city, you see the magnificent state that it is kept in. And the first of the guards that wave at you as you pass in smiles and says, Palor's blessings.
Palor's blessings.
Yes, Pelor's blessings.
He looks at everyone else.
Say the
Taylor's blessings.
Yes, Palor's blessings.
Taylor's blessings.
Yes. I assume you guys just keep going through.
Yeah, I
As
keep
Sid
going through,
just
but I-
sits there.
Yeah. Then they're looking at is there
And I'm-
any more?
We'll just stand there awkwardly.
As we're heading in, I want to look to see if there's any, and I know prices are probably going to be more expensive here, but any shops or anything that are selling, not like fancy Palor symbols, but like, like just souvenir type, like, not like gaudy, but like just a symbol, holy symbol of Palor, but not like a 5 gold piece holy symbol.
Yes.
You don't want the Bugatti necklace of Palor?
There is numerous different vendors throughout the city who have small trinkets of symbols of Palor that you can purchase for 1 silver.
Okay, I'm gonna grab one and necklace one and put it over me and purchase it.
Oh, it matches you beautifully. And everyone, it just looks like a twine dipped in like some gold paint. With the symbol, of course, being the
Yeah.
twine is made into. But, yeah.
I think I'll have one of those as well.
Oh, here you are. Oh, it'll match your pale complexion wonderfully.
Thank you. I can see why everyone is yearning to go here,
Oh, we love these jokes here.
Yes, I assume it's never been told before.
Oh, of course. Everybody loves these types of jokes. It's a divine city. Now, one thing that may be of concern to you, Ada, is since you've been walking in the city, there hasn't been a single shadow. Light seems to be reflecting off of all of the buildings from the open sun in the air in a way that just makes it omnipresent on all sides. As if Palor is watching the city.
The Vegas of Palor, all the
Yeah.
neon signs. Yeah.
Can I run an Arcana to see if they're watching?
In Arcana? No. Religion? Yes.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I ain't proficient with it, but I
Yeah.
give it a go.
Give it a go.
4.
Oh, God damn it. Yes, Palor is watching. It's that bright yellow thing in the sky.
So they call that Palor. I mean,
So,
are you okay, Adalyn? You're looking a bit uneased.
Not uneased. I mean, well, I don't always necessarily get along so well with religious types. But I can keep it cool when I need
We get along fine.
Oh,
to.
speaking
Yes.
of that, this probably would hit now that with that check they did for about the Rene folk. Yeah, they don't like religion. They do not like it.
yes, because they have their own religion. And that's probably another reason the cult wasn't liked.
Well, even just base folk, they're like they view the people who follow like gods with like suspicion kind of deal, and it's like it's a taboo. You can respect the spirits, that's perfectly fine. Like you're allowed to respect the spirits, but following the gods blindly, no.
Yeah.
I don't understand. But we can get into it some other time.
So
No, yeah, that was something that you probably would have gotten that natural 20.
after buying your couple of symbols to fit in with everybody, the person looks over at you, the vendor, and goes, "So all of you are clearly newer to town."
Yes, it's magnificent here. So beautiful and amazing.
Bright.
Yes.
Right.
Paylor smiles,
Like a
always shining.
Yes, like a shining city on a hill.
Yes, yes. Well, if you're newer to town, may I recommend you try out the Gleaming Tankard if you don't have a place to stay already? It's a highly reputable inn/tavern that many different paladins and pilgrims come to for safe haven. And they're open to all religions.
Fantastic. The Gleaming Tankard. I'll
Yes.
write that down.
Yes.
Is it always this bright here, even at night?
Oh, of course not. At nighttime, it goes down about 30%.
Right. How does
Wait.
anyone manage to sleep then?
Curtains. Would you like a set of blackout curtains? And they pull the thickest black curtains you've ever seen. And they need it here.
Wait, you're saying that thing doesn't go down?
What? Oh, of course, the sun always goes down. But Paylor is always watching.
Oh, so it doesn't go all the way down? That's why it's
What?
reduction of the light?
You will see, child. And they'll put a hand on your shoulder. You will see.
They wriggle their nose a little bit, like, Rabbit is like, okay, sure. Looking over to Ada, like, help.
Well, I don't necessarily need a full set of curtains, but I would like to buy, let's say, about this much of that fabric.
So a curtain. They'll just put it in front of you.
Right.
I don't
sure,
have
yes.
the raw fabric.
Right,
My
okay.
grandmother sews it.
Ah, okay. Well, I'll buy one of your curtains.
Wonderful. That will be 5 copper.
Noted. And I'll turn to the others. I'm going to make us some sleeping masks.
As you don your top hat.
Yeah. Good day to you, sir.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, all of you, welcome to our glorious city. Paylor protects, Paylor watches, and Paylor prays.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Oh, do you have any other questions?
So I know that we're going to be going to the Gleaming Tankard.
Yes.
Is there a library here? I mean, I'm sure there is, but where would we find the library or libraries?
We do have a very extensive library of holy and other fiction books at the Temple of Morningtide.
Oh, fantastic. Temple of Morningtide. And which way is the Tankard and which way is the Morningtide?
Oh, the Tankard, if you continue on this road, you have to turn left after about 2 blocks. You can't miss it. It has a massive sign out front that has a golden tankard pouring ale downwards. It is a beautiful piece of craftsmanship. And the temple, they gesture at the end of the road where people are ushering towards for morning prayers.
So are you saying that the Holy Scriptures are fiction? Sounds like
No.
heresy.
We have holy scriptures and we have fiction.
That was what they said.
Where might we be able to find the paladins, as there is one that we did meet along the road?
Oh. Well, they gesture over towards the temple yet again.
There will be some staying at the tankard as well.
Traveling paladins, yes. Oh, if you're not looking for one of Paylor's paladins, that is, yes. Or perhaps one that just doesn't work for the city.
Do
And-
all paladins work for the city?
No, of course not. There's other religions.
How are they like here?
It's just
Depending on perspective. She smiles.
I give her a smile nod of understanding. I pass a 5 copper for the information.
You know, there are many people that worship more than one god and show thanks to more than one.
Oh, absolutely, yes. This is a city where religious freedom is appreciated. Paylor is gracious that way. But if you're also looking for the more specific individuals who are working for the city, may I suggest that you can go by the Council of the Sun? It is past the temple itself. High-rise building up there, and you can see glorious large building on top of a hill. Over there, you'll be able to find, well, connections to all of the clergy and paladins all the way up to the Lord Priest Commander himself.
Thank you for the information. It's very valuable.
You are most welcome. And now that we've made it to the city, everybody, you have a little bit of an idea of what it looks like here and how people are. I think this is a good stopping point. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. We will see you next time. Goodbye.